Okay guys, so in this video I'm going to show you exactly how I talk to my clients after I get them on the phone. This is not the outreach process, this is the estimate and the explanation of the value that I offer and why they should sign on with me. Now this part's very important because you'll see that when you do this for a while, you'll get some clients that you'll speak to the phone on and they seem really interested, and they probably are, but it takes a little bit to get them started and to sell them on the value that you offer, which you definitely do, and you should believe in yourself that you can offer with local SEO, web design, and online ads. I do the whole suite of things. You could choose based on what you want to offer. This method will basically apply to everything. So when I get them on the phone, I know that they're at least somewhat interested in moving forward. So then I tell them, generally what I can do for them. And then I say, you know what, hold on, let me do a full audit of your web presence and let me send you an estimate and a proposal with what I recommend you need to do. Now this is good because you can go home and you don't want to spend too much time on this. Some clients might not work with you, even after this, but you want to go through and make a thorough estimate and proposal for what you're going to do for them and all the value you're going to offer. Now I'm going to provide you with this template that I use that is a full encompassing offer that I give to my clients, and then I break it down for them in my proposal in a way that they can easily understand. So let's just first jump into the audit. When I'm looking at their audit, I look at the UI UX of the website to see potentially if they need a website redesign. Some clients just have an old website, and I actually recommend offering redesigns because the website is something that the client sees directly. They see it, they can visualize the work you're doing, literally see the work you're doing. And the SEO is more behind the scenes, and they might be getting more calls down the line, but the website is something you can immediately show them, wow, like I offer a lot of value for you. So especially if they got an old site, one that's not operating well, one that's got a bad website architecture anyway, I'll go in and sometimes offer a website redesign. I'm going to look at the internal linking of the site. I'm going to look at the competition in their particular area and their particular space. And that's really easy to do. All you need to do is type in like landscaping and then like Walnut Creek, for example. That's just a city near here. And then you can see generally everyone else that's ranking on the map pack, and the map pack should be your key KPI because it's with just a little bit of work you can start ranking up here, especially in low competition. See, let's look at just the first one here. They've got no reviews, 4 reviews, no. It looks like the space isn't too competitive. Implement and analyze Search Console. So a lot of times they won't have Search Console set up, so you can just set it up. Implement and analyze Google Analytics and call tracking. If they're interested in using, I wouldn't get a new phone number for them, but if they're interested in using their current phone number for call tracking, you can go to those online call tracking services, and I'll include one in the description, and port over your number into the call tracking, and basically what it'll do is send all the data from, how long your call was, what was going on in the call, to Google Analytics, so you can get, stronger conversion tracking going and see if your internet marketing is really helping, and what's helping, what's not helping, and then focus on the things that are. On-page optimization, so you could just use Beam Us Up, the tool that I showed before. Simply type in their website, see, what errors are showing up. You could look at Yoast, look at, the lights, and the green, yellow, red isn't always accurate, but, just take a quick look and see how it looks. See if, anyone has already even thought about doing on-page optimization yet. Often business owners, if they make their own website, they haven't thought about doing that. So that's the simple titles, headers, metas, things like that. Meta isn't included in ranking, but titles, headers, content, LSI keywords, the keywords being, evenly distributed, a good amount of images, the image alt tags, things like that. Then you're going to encourage more reviews. You can generate a link, which I showed in the other video, and I can include a link to in this video. You just simply go to the Google Maps API and type your business in, get that link, respond to old reviews, just say thanks for reviewing. Let's see, okay, this is something else I offer, a how-to, like a commercial for the home page. It can be good to just have for click-through rates and for conversion rates, just have like a video right front and center about what the business does, what you offer, maybe introduce the business owner, get them in front of the camera, make it a little bit more personable. It's seen that click-through rates are a lot stronger when you put a face to the business, you put an explanation of what exactly you guys do really front and center. And that's optional depending on if they want to do it. I can help them take the video, or I can get you could even go and get an animated video off of Fiverr. Depends on what the client and you agree on. So the next thing is copywriting. This is really important, and I usually try to have at least a $300 budget for copywriting just to get good quality content, 300 to 500-600 words on a page. I outsource it usually. The next project I'm going to be working with my friend who's recently became a copywriter, and he charges about 300 to 500, he said, for copywriting services on like a average sized local website. Now on Fiverr you can get about one page for $15 to $20. So just conservatively multiply 20 times the amount of pages you want to do, and that's about the cost it'll cost you to get a good copywriter writing for you on your site. I encourage you to do this, especially if you're not particularly savvy in this field, in content writing. You might just be an SEO and the technical things and how to interlink and things like that, but you don't know about copywriting. I encourage you to outsource it, and I encourage you here in the estimate to budget for it and let the client know exactly what you're budgeting for with the copywriting. Now, backlinks. We need to do first a backlink audit using Moz Open Site Explorer. You can do it manually just by typing the site search minus the site. And I could show you how to do that in the description. Then I go into, so the beginning is, I say web design and I offer a website redesign. Then I say SEO, I offer all of these things. And now I'm going to say SEM and paid ads. And I do this in several ways. Now, Craigslist, technically, we can do paid, but a lot of times it won't be paid ads. But I put this under this category anyway. And posting on Craigslist, especially for service area businesses, can get some immediate leads, and the client will be happy with you that you're, providing results like right away. So that's a great way, especially in low competition niches, businesses. That's a great way to get some immediate leads. I encourage doing that. Yelp advertising. So particularly for businesses that rely heavily on Yelp, like restaurants, and I mean, many businesses rely heavily on Yelp realistically in 2017. So Yelp advertising could be one thing that you can recommend and offer for them. And then Google AdWords, of course. And I'll show you in another video how I do all these different ad platforms. But with Google AdWords, depending on their business, I do single keyword ad groups that are really highly effective. They take a little while to set up, but once you get that going, you're going to be getting immediate results, immediate work for your client, and they're going to be really happy with what you're doing. So now, all that being said, we've got a full layout of all these things. Oftentimes, depending on your audit, and you could see, maybe they've already got the citations. Oh, I didn't talk about this. Okay. Citations are necessary, and I see that I got on-page optimization twice. Let's take this out. So citations are necessary for local SEO, as you know, NAPW consistency. So using a tool like Moz Local just to first audit and then fix your citations and make them more consistent. That's a good thing to do. Schema.org markups. So making sure that they're on the site, using the structured data testing tool to make sure that they're working properly. On-page analysis, and then interlinking. Interlinking is important, and creating, kind of siloed structures like I showed you in the other video. I can show you here. So most people do it with their services. You can have, auto battery replacement for an auto service, and then mobile brake replacement under that. Or under that, have mobile car battery replacement cost, the cost of that, and then how long does a battery typically last. Link all these together and link back to the services pages. Create silos with the services. You can have a blog section. You can have case studies. And now you can see, for example, on the blog, we say how to replace brakes. We check back to mobile brake replacement in our services, and then that's linked back to the top services silo. The other thing we can do is case studies, or in other words, previous projects. Link these and make these location specific. So brake repair in Oceanside, have photos, a thorough description, everything you need to quickly explain what the job was, with 300 plus words and photos, and then link back to brake repair, and then we have service area pages for the top silos for these cities, and we can link this to the Oceanside city as well. Okay, so then once you have everything laid out here, you need to figure out how many hours approximately it's going to take you. 20 hours or something. Then you put your hourly rate. I'm going to give you this template so you guys can do this yourself. Okay. And then let's see, hourly rate, whatever your hourly rate is, and then multiply these to get your subtotal. Once you're done with that, you get your subtotal, and I often give them a first-time customer discount, and then you get your grand total. Now, when you get your grand total, it's usually a good amount of money. This was one of the contracts I did. They didn't even do all the work, and it came out to, $45, $40. Now, that can be a little daunting for a customer at first. Now, I usually have it where they pay me, in 20% down payment, and then a certain amount mid-contract, and then maybe like 30% mid-contract. So then I'm at 50, and then the last 50 I'll get after the completion of the project and after the client is satisfied. And so what you can do if you want to is you can have a small down payment and say $400 if you're going to do a kind of reoccurring payment. So start off with and just have it be just monthly. And then a lot of people do this. They just have it monthly. So they do really good in the first month. They do all this stuff, and the client sees, wow, we're getting crazy results. So they want to continue doing more with you. That you've sold them now. Now they're like, what else can we do? How can we continue and build more? And you can always build out more content. You can always do some stuff on YouTube, do more things on Yelp, on Craigslist, diversify, on different platforms. So it can be a good idea to start with a small first payment or a small barrier to entry, in other words. Something like $300-$400 to get started with you. And you can do just enough to show them that, wow, this is really offering value. So then they're going to sign on with you. And I usually do 3-month packages. So then you can say, okay, so the first month, maybe it's just a 1 month. And then you say, would you like to sign on for 3 more months? And if you've offered crazy value for them, you've done all these things, and they can see, you can show them in the analytics and search console and in Google My Business that you're getting clear results, and they can see their clear results from the calls coming in, then they're going to continue doing work with you. Okay, so now I go to the proposal. And basically what I do is I'll give you this layout. I have the overview, so I'm going to tell them exactly what I'm going to do. A complete website redesign and SEO and Google AdWords it should be SEO and Google AdWords best practices implementation. So that's the overview, what I'm going to do, and then I go into my plan. So this is me implementing a new WordPress theme. I will find a good theme with quick loads, mobile friendliness, and a clean look that you will approve. I'll then pick 2 to 3 themes that I think would be best and ask you to choose your favorite. And then I tell them the cost. The high quality themes I recommend typically cost $99 a year. Okay, so implement a caching plugin, compress files to increase site speed, and depending on what web host they're using, I might go in and recommend a new web host or recommend hosting it on my account. And again, I recommend do not use Bluehost. Use 1&1 or GoDaddy. Those are the good big web hosting companies. Now, 301 redirects, because oftentimes when you're doing a new website redesign, you have to make sure that there's not any 404 pages that used to be there. So we need to redirect all the old pages into the new relevant pages, like the closest thing to that page. Maybe it'll be the exact same URL, maybe it won't. And you're also passing the link juice. And now what I'm doing here is I'm breaking it down and showing the customer or the client exactly the value that I'm offering, and I'm trying to explain it to them in a way that they can comprehend. So I'm literally going through here and just breaking it down as simple as possible, each little task, explaining it. Transfer some of the content from the old site, basically. Put the logo and branding in place. Put up pictures. I should say new pictures. Write new content, and this is where the copywriting comes in place. And this, I did this really quick, but you would put, I will hire a copywriter to help me write new content. Rearrange content and change colors. So, when you put in a new theme, you have to kind of rearrange things to make it clean. And I'm offering clean UI, UX, all that for them. Okay, so let's go to SEO now. So make local listings uniform. I explain to them what Moz does, and then I explain to them that I'm going to go through that, and I explain to them that it's going to cost them money. Then I put Webmaster, this is an old template, I put Webmaster Tools here, this would be Search Console now, and you can submit a sitemap, fix potential structured data issues, generate a sitemap, fix potentially problematic HTML, get rid of low quality backlinks. Oftentimes you don't have to disavow the backlinks, but you should anyway in Search Console. And these are, from the Penguin update, the Google just ignores low quality backlinks, but it's a good idea to go in there and disavow them anyway. On page optimization, so that's just, I say keyword research, make sure keywords are included. So I'm basically telling them I'm putting them in the titles, the headers, the content, and then in the meta so they can get bolded when people search for those queries. Post new photos and write keyword focused content, right? And then competitor research on the content specifically. Encourage more reviews. I'll get them the clickable link, and if they want, they can implement Nearby Now, which I talked about in the other video. And basically what that does is create location specific reviews on your website that will be implemented dynamically. So anytime someone submits a review on Nearby Now, it'll just go straight to that landing page that you have on your website dedicated to Nearby Now, and it'll be location targeted. So this is good for service area businesses that are looking to get work in cities that are not just their own. They can, simply just, that's just a simple landing page for a project done in that city, essentially. So, and then on SEM for the paid ads, I explained to them single keyword ad groups. I explained to them exactly what I'm going to do in AdWords, and then I'm explaining to them conversion tracking in Google Analytics and potentially call tracking. Now I go down to payment. I said 30% will be made up front, 30% mid-project, and the final 40% upon completion of the project. Now you can do whatever you want as far as payment, but I recommend something down, and then, the rest based on that. Now I've been billing for the project like the full 45-40. Now if you want to do it monthly, this is going to be completely different for you. And like I said, I potentially will start looking into monthly for some clients. It might be even a good offer. It might be even a good idea to offer both options. So for monthly, it would be, we're gonna start for the first month with $400, and then we're selling 3-month packages after that, or something like that. Now you can decide to continue or not. And then the $400 is an easier barrier to entry. Give them the value up front, and then they'll sign with you for at least 3 months. You can do that at $400 a month or whatever you're looking to do. But just make sure, if you're doing monthly, to continue offering them value. So this type of billing has worked for me, the non-monthly, just the project-based. Fixing all these things in one go for one bulk project, and then talking about further things. Now with Google AdWords, it's an ongoing testing kind of, and with SEO too, it's ongoing testing and things like that. So Google AdWords and content can be your ongoing things, and then your main starting points are the website redesign and the basic technical SEO stuff. Now I give the timeline. So I expect 5 to 7 weeks to finish. Process will be cumulative, so you will see the bulk of the work finished by the 4-week point. It's important to explain to them that the process will be cumulative. So when you're doing the website redesign, this is a good point. You want to host it locally using a program like MAMP or WAMP or whatever you want to do it, but host it locally. Show them the site periodically, and you can do that with Google Hangouts, or you can load it to your test server or on a subdomain on their site, and then get feedback from them, and then come back and do it. If you don't know how to do web design, a good idea, and you can even let the client know this, is that you're going to outsource it and you're going to manage the whole development of the website. And you can outsource it using Odesk or Fiverr or a friend or someone on Craigslist. And especially if you are not particularly savvy in this field, I would recommend just outsourcing it, because it will save you a lot of time, one, and it'll get done well by whoever you outsourced it to. It can often get frustrating if you're doing your best and you think you built a really good website, but you're a beginner, and then your client is like, I don't like this website, I need you to completely redo it. And that's happened to me before. I'm not a particularly specialized in web design type person. I can do good web design, and I am fine with my own web design, but when I have a particularly picky client, it's a good idea to outsource it to someone who specializes in that field. I specialize in online marketing, which is SEO, and the ads, social media, things like that. So that's where I offer value, and I'm going to focus and target my delivery based on that. Okay, and then I'll say, note it may take slightly longer for changes. This is good to include just to for changes that need to be approved by Google, or you should also write for Google to crawl the site and improve rankings to take full effect or something like that. So you might not see the full results until a month or two down the line. That's good to just mention really quick, just so, because they might not understand how SEO works or how the Google algorithm works and things like that. So it's important to quickly just note that for them. And then so then I have my proposal here, which is just a breakdown of everything in the estimate. And I don't know if it was exactly the same because these are from two separate projects, but so I got them the estimate, and then I show them exactly how much each line item costs. Then I show them exactly what's in each line item in the proposal. And then I send them one more thing. So I send them a contract, and I've made a contract based on this template that Moz in this blog post has created. Melanie Nathan has created, and basically it's just a kind of a template, and you can just fill it out with whatever you need to. On your 1099, you can just check sole proprietor if you don't technically have an SEO business yet, but it's better to just have some kind of writing in place than just to do it all word of mouth. Now, if you really, I guess, trust whoever you're working with, then you can do it all word of mouth, but I think it's easy to quickly grab this template, fill in what you need to fill in, and this is done after they agree to the work. So you're going to start with the estimate and proposal. Then if they agree to the work, you send them the contract. And then when they send you, I usually ask them for payments in check, but you can do that however you want. But when they send you the checks, then you send them a proof of payment, like a receipt. And I have a template for that as well that I can provide in the description. And all that is I just write in the check number, I write in the date. You can even include a picture of the check and just prove to them that these payments have been done. So nobody, things can always get fishy, they might often not, but you just have to get everything in writing and clean everything up and they might say, oh, I paid for that. And then you say, okay, where's your receipt? Where's your proof of payment? And always send the proof of payment. Don't be shady on that side. But I think it's a good thing to have in place. It's good for them. They'll get peace of mind that they can call you out. And, if you said, oh, you didn't pay for that, or, yeah, you never paid for that, then they can show you the receipt, in theory, if just to give them peace of mind and say, yeah, I paid for that. You owe me this work as per the contract and per this proof of payment. Okay, and then that's it. And then so I send them this, but I don't tell them that they need to do everything in here. I tell them that these are all the things that I recommend, but we can talk about a smaller, taking some of these things out. Before you even make the estimate, you should ask about these things first and to see what they're even interested in, especially something like ads. See if they're even interested in doing ads or even interested in call tracking. But then you can kind of rework the estimate from there. But basically, when you send them this whole estimate, you're showing them, wow, there's so much work to be done. There's all these things that like could really add a lot of value, and you're breaking that down in the proposal. You're breaking down exactly the value it's going to add. And even if they don't want to do it today, they're like, wow, there's a lot to do here, and I think we should do at least a little bit of it. And so this has been, effective for me in getting those contracts signed and getting started on the work, getting paid, after actually getting on the phone with the client, first getting a lot of times I'll get those clients through referral from other work I've done. And that's a thing too. When you do really good work, you offer all this stuff and you deliver and you do a good job, you not only get more reoccurring work, you also get referrals. So really, even if you get some contract and you sign on and like you feel like they didn't pay you enough or something like that, do an exceptional job, because the opportunity for continued work and for referrals, particularly with business owners who know other business owners, which a lot of them do, is really worth the extra cost. Okay, so that's basically it. Now I hope you found this useful, and if you want to use my templates, I will include them for you. I will include all this in here for you. You might have to go in and write your own project proposal. I'll include some of this too for you. Probably whatever's applicable. But the estimate I'll 100% include for you, and you'll be able to just go in and, this is the complete audit. This applies to many businesses. They might already have some of this, so look into see what they already have. But depending on what they don't have, you have this layout and you can really start getting some work. I hope this is helpful for you, and please leave any questions or concerns in the comment section, and please like, comment, or subscribe if you liked my video. And thanks so much for watching.